I'm too hurt. Goddamn. For the police and the fireman, I'm too hurt. Goddamn. Make a dragon wanna retire, man. All right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Views from the 22. It is Monday night. Germ So True and Vic Jr. will be joining us shortly. It is 7:02 on the East Coast. Welcome to the first edition of the 2025 Monday Blues and Past Due. Why do we call it that? Well, very simple. The day after a football Sunday, you got some people feeling blue for all the right reasons. You got others feeling blue for all the wrong reasons. And for some of the teams that lost, there's some things that are past due, and we are going to get into it today. It was a great week one. I mean, great week one. We're gonna get into a lot of things. Biggest thing from yesterday was obviously the Bills Ravens game. We're gonna get into that. Is John Harbaugh a problem? Is Lamar Jackson a problem? Derrick Henry's fumble. How much should we judge him? I believe we are going to have a verdict on that at some time tonight during this program, as Pat McAfee and Nick Saban say. Um, the Packers and the Lions. The Packers arguably looked like the best team in the NFL yesterday. What was it about? Is it that the Packers are looking like the team that Germ and I expect them to be? Or is it that the Detroit Lions just failed to plan properly and not execute in the way that they're expected to execute? Remember, the Lions offensively brought everybody back skilled wise. The interior of their offensive line is different, and they have a new play caller. How will that affect their not only on a game to game basis, but week to week inside the locker room? How will that change? How will that affect the mood of the team? Get into that for a little bit. Um, a lot of new play, a lot of familiar faces in new places, and none more than the Pittsburgh Steelers. Jalen Ramsey, Darius Slay, Jonnu Smith, DK Metcalf, and obviously Aaron Rodgers performed exceptionally yesterday. We're going to get into that. So a lot of things to get into. Until the fellas really get in here and dive in here, I am going to go talk about. I'm just going to give you the score recaps, and then we'll dive right into it. Um, Friday and Thursday, obviously, Eagles beat the Cowboys 24-20 in an exciting game. Really was super excited until the delay happened. Chiefs and Chargers. Chargers finally, Justin Herbert beats Pat Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. Chargers win that game 27-21. Buccaneers versus Falcons. Buccaneers went into Atlanta and escaped with a victory off of a missed field goal at the end of the game by Young Wei Koo. Speaking of missed kicks, the Bengals and the Browns. The Bengals, I mean, by the skin of their teeth, survived Cleveland yesterday. They won the game 17-16. If it wasn't for a missed extra point and a missed field goal, then yeah, the Cleveland Browns should have, could have, would have, keyword should have won that game against the Cincinnati Bengals. At the end of the day, though, what I'm going to say is for Cincy, at least they got a win. That's all that matters. They still got off to a slow start. That's okay. A lot of teams do. But what the great teams do is get off to a slow start, but find ways to win ball games early. At least Cincy won that game. Colts versus the Dolphins. Colts absolutely dominated the Dolphins. We're going to get into the Dolphins here a little bit. Colts won 33-8. Jaguars over Panthers. There was a lightning delay in that one. Travis Hunter had a really good rookie debut, in my opinion. 26-10. Jaguars won it. I'm going to let you get into that for a little bit. Raiders over Patriots. A lot of things I can talk about in that game. We'll get into it. Cardinals survived the Saints. Steelers, like we said, probably the game of the day. Game of the day. Not, outside of the Bills Ravens, that was probably the game of the day. Commanders over Giants. Certainly some things I want to talk about there. Broncos over Titans by 8 points. Certainly some things to talk about there. 49ers versus Seahawks. 49ers won by 4, but they're injured. Like they got injured. So Brock Purdy might miss next week. George Kittle's going to miss a few weeks. I don't know what's going on in San Francisco, but they just can never stay healthy. Lions versus Packers. Packers won 27-13, and it really wasn't even that close. Rams, in probably the best defensive game of the day, beat the Texans 14-9. Both those defenses look awesome. And then the Ravens versus the Bills, the game of week 1, certainly a nominee for game of the year. We're going to get into that game a little bit later. We got the Bears and the Vikings. Um, a lot of things to talk about there. Jerm, let's start with you. Travis Hunter, let's start there. Warm it up. Panthers versus Jaguars. What did you see from his rookie debut yesterday?
I just seen a young guy who is going to find his way very, very nicely in the league. He showed up and did what he was supposed to do. Caught the ball when it was thrown to him, ran the routes he was supposed to run. I'm gonna do some more film study later in the week for him, and then about week 4 or 5 ish, I'll give a grade and see what I see from him more so. But I'm just proud that he came out and he did what he needed to do. Again, he got some defensive snaps too, so that shows you that it's gonna be hard to keep him off the defensive side of the ball because he's gonna be the guy who's gonna edge his edge. He's gonna egg at the coach. Coach, let me in on defense. Coach, let me in on defense. So he wants to be out there. So we just got to find ways to get him out there. That's simple. That's all. Um,
Absolutely, I agree. I just hope that they're not indecisive with him. Um, and they just have. I just hope they have a plan for him and they stick to that plan. Buccaneers versus Falcons. Look, Germ. I mean, a lot of people are saying this to us, and I don't know. I keep dismissing it because I don't have Baker Mayfield with that type of ceiling. But they keep winning games, and they won yesterday. Yeah, they missed the kick, but there was nobody to say that the Buccaneers weren't going to get the ball and go down the field and kick their own winning field goal. So a great week 1 for the Bucks. Tell me what you saw from the rookie Abuka.
I just seen the same thing when we seen at Ohio State, a polished route runner. I mean, again, if you can run routes, you're going to get open in the NFL. It's just what it is. The better you run the routes, just seems to be the key to being able to stay open in the NFL. It shows you that he has the things that you need as a receiver to be a polished receiver in the game for the next 10 to 15 years. And that right there is what you need. He's going to make plenty of money in the league as a number 2, as a flanker, as a slot guy. You got to be able to move him around, put him in a lot of different spots. The only thing he's not going to do is play some X. And
Yeah,
if that's the worst thing you can say, then you got yourself a
yeah.
15-year pro.
Well, and who knows? I mean, he certainly has the frame to possibly be developed into an X. I'm gonna kind of put you on the spot here, Jerm. Do you think the Buccaneers are a legitimate threat to get out of the NFC?
I think they're the only team that matches up well with Philly.
That's wow. Listen, that's a bold but potentially factual statement. So,
I mean,
I,
if we talk about it from a personnel standpoint, with Mike Evans, Chris Godwin will be back in the fold. They still got McMillan. They still have Ibuka, who we talking about now. You got Otten. You got I mean, you got a stable of running backs. Sean Tucker. You got White. You got also Bucky Irvin. To go along with the fact that Baker is playing well, you got the best left tackle in the game right now. Tristan Wirfs he might be the best lineman in the world right now.
hmm,
And that's not being a funny person or being fun. Bro, he was an all pro at both positions.
correct.
I mean, left tackle, the hardest position, and right tackle, the easiest position. And the transition was seamless. And we're talking seamless as in the stance is still strong, still athletic, still sturdy, still still the most athletic guy on that offensive line, still the best player on the offensive line by far, and he is the anchor of the offensive line. He didn't even play yesterday. So imagine how much more time Baker would have had if he would have played yesterday.
Yeah.
It's a lot of things, man. I really like that football team. Then Hassan Reddick made some big plays yesterday. That's what they've really been needing on the opposite side of Diaby. They've been needing
Yeah.
somebody who's a veteran presence who can set the edge. And then on top of that, that Atlanta team is not a slouch. Let's make sure I want to say that to everybody out there. Atlanta's biggest threat is themselves, to
Yeah.
themselves. Because that throw that Penix made to Hodge in the back of the end zone that Big Shot was talking about last night,
Dog.
man, that's supposed to be the game winner.
Yeah. That was a
They
perfect
didn't lose
throw.
that game because they didn't lose that game. See, but this is a hindsight 2020 thing. They didn't lose that game because of a quarterback issue. They lost the game because of a skill player issue. Because the skill players not being up to par, skill players not being prepared, skill players in preseason not being a bigger part of the offseason workout and
Yeah.
things like that. People being prepared. So I Atlanta's gonna be a tough team, bro. Shout out to Bijan. He looked really explosive
Yes, he did.
opposed to what we talked about this offseason. Um, dear NFL teams, if you need a running back, call Atlanta. Algier is a beast. I don't know what it is about him. I don't know why. I feel like he's a feature running back.
Disagree, but I also don't think Atlanta wants to get rid of him. I
Bro,
think Atlanta sees what you see and the value that he provides for not only a young quarterback, but also in relieving Bijan Robinson.
man, I'm just saying that's a expensive, nice problem to have. I tell you,
Hey, you can get away with it when you have a quarterback on a rookie
rookie
deal,
deal.
but they do have
Hey,
Kirk Cousins that they got
quarterback.
to get rid of that damn
Hey,
contract. Go
but
ahead.
watch this. They got a rookie quarterback and two rookie pass rushers.
Yeah, yes, and hopefully they get a rookie tackle next year. Somebody that can be
And
an
that
anchor.
that will give them 3 years of being able to load the
Yeah,
roster with
yes,
whatever they wanted.
yes, because the Kirk Cousins contract is going to be gone.
Yes.
Yeah,
Like look at
absolutely. So,
Atlanta, you got a 3-year window here.
yeah,
And if you do the right thing,
yep.
you might host the Lombardi.
And again, let's be clear, that 3-year window starts next year. So just continue to build on good things this year. Um,
Absolutely. And because
yeah,
the quarterback mode, I think Penix is going to enter that top 10 conversation this year.
I hope so. I hope, like I said at the beginning of the year, I don't have a top 10. I have a top five, maybe six, and then after that, flavor of the
Whatever.
month. Yeah.
But yeah,
Um,
that's what I like to. I like him a lot, man.
love it, love it. All right, we're gonna do and Vic, if you're listening, just chime in whenever you want. You don't have to appear on screen. Um, well, let's do a little one word association game type thing. Okay.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Bengals versus Browns. Like I talked earlier, Bengals barely escaped. First question, on a scale of 1 to 10, are you concerned or how concerned are you about the Bengals?
5.
Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, how competitive do you think Joe Flacco and the Cleveland Browns will be this year, week to week?
A 6.
Okay. I'm going to go as high as a 7. Um,
I want to go 7, but it's hard to go 7. But Mo, let me give you a stat.
hit me.
It has been over 20 games in which the Browns have not allowed a 300-yard passer.
That's crazy, dog.
So, do you realize how good that defense really is? Even despite all of this stuff that they go through, they're not giving up 22 300-yard passers. But, bro, I need you to understand the teams that are in the Super Bowl don't have that long of a record. But guess who number 2 was on that list?
Texans? No.
The Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay, okay. I was gonna say the Eagles, but when you made the Super Bowl comment, it kind of threw me off. But okay, okay.
Girl, hold on, real quick, fellas, real quick.
Yes, sir.
Would it be crazy to say that they still have reinforcements coming in Quishon Jenkins and Isaiah Bond?
A hundred
Because I
percent.
think those are first or second round players.
100%.
Bond played some yesterday, and he looked faster than a lot of everybody on the field. He looked very much so as if they get him involved more, he can be a part of the offense and a big part of the offense. And Jerry Judy has already given his blessing, as in get him on the field with me because he's going to open some things up. So you got Jerry, him. Tillman just seems to be a big body receiver that they'll be able to use. He's serviceable. But if that's your three wide receivers with Njoku and that young tight end that they got, who was everywhere, he lined up in the backfield and rushed the ball. He lined up in the H-back role and came out and caught the ball. He was in the middle of the field with when they ran 12 personnel. He was everywhere. Excuse me. He was everywhere. So with everything being said, Judkins is good, but what if I told you that Samson is just as good as he is?
I like that kid. I like that player. I do. Bro, that's what I'm saying. Like the Browns. Listen, I'm going to say something, and I don't think this is in any way a reach. Okay, with the exception of McVay and Nick Sirianni and Andy Reid and Mike Tomlin and John Harbaugh, Kevin Stefanski might have the most job security in the league because the owner already came out and said, "Yo, it's my fault that we crippled our salary cap with Deshaun Watson. That's on me." And the fact that he has, look, they haven't won games. I mean, they haven't won enough games. They haven't been to the playoffs. But nobody can sit here and say that the Cleveland Browns haven't been competitive. And nobody can sit here and say that Kevin Stefanski is on the hot seat. Somebody who is on the hot seat, and I mean hot, hot, okay? I mean Florida sunshine, middle of July hot, is Mike McDaniel. They got outmatched, out prepared, out executed, out physical, out footballed by a Daniel Jones led football team, y'all. Shout out to Daniel Jones. Shout out to the Colts. They were physical, but the Dolphins were just not prepared to play football as a team. As a team. So, true or false? Two-part question. Tyreek Hill will be traded, and he will be traded. I'm going to Kansas City. I'm gonna give you that one. Kansas City, here I come. True or false, Germ? Two-part question.
I'm going true. He has to be traded.
And
I'm gonna
is he
go
gonna beat the Kansas
false.
City?
I'm gonna
Okay.
go false to the Kansas City because I just don't know if Kansas City wants him on their roster at this stage. But hey, look, I'm here for the cinema though.
Facts.
I'm here for the
Facts.
cinema.
Facts. I
Because
am too.
if you put, I need y'all to remember this one thing. So for everybody out there who's paying attention, and which I hope y'all paying attention, Xavier Worthy might be out for a couple of weeks,
Yes, he will be.
but they still got Hollywood Brown.
Absolutely.
You had Tyreek Hill with Xavier Worthy and with Hollywood Brown,
And then Rasheen
and
Rice is
then
still
tell
coming
me,
back.
right? But watch this. Then what we gonna do?
Oh my God, bro. Oh my
Because
God,
now,
bro.
so now, this is what I'm gonna say. Now your cover three is annihilated. You can no longer cover three. You just throw it away. We might be stuck in quarters coverage, Mo. we might be stuck in quarters coverage. And the
I
amount of space in the middle of that quarters coverage.
ooh, my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
So what?
Oh my God.
But I'm
Oh my
asking
God.
from a logistic standpoint, Vic. I would love to hear what you say. What are we gonna do with that type of all that speed in one offense, and then one of the greatest tight ends to ever play football?
If you end up in a situation where you are defending Kansas City and you are forced to leave your seams open to protect the shell, it's death by 1,000 cuts with that man. You're not doing nothing. It's spot routes, in routes, mesh concepts. Oh my God. Posts. Oh Lord. Switch concepts. Oh my God. Oh my
So as
God. He
much
might
as
he
so as
might
much
throw
as
jeez. No, no. That's like what we thought. Remember what we thought Antonio Brown would do for the Patriots offense with Edelman and Gronk
mm-hmm.
specifically? And then they came out in one game and put up 48 mother points. That's what that would be. That's what that would be. If you bring back Tyreek Hill and then Worthy comes back, Rice comes back, you got all that speed. You got two great pass catching tight ends. Noah Gray is wildly underrated. How you feel about the backup running back for the Falcons is how I feel about Noah Gray as the backup
I
tight
don't
end for the
disagree.
Chiefs.
I don't
Bro, he
disagree.
is he is so underrated. Um, but
And
he's just not a
he's more complete.
he's just
He's
not as
more
swift
complete
as
than the number one.
he's just not as swift as Kelsey.
That he don't have to be. He's an inline blocker.
Oh, you missed the bar.
Now, I didn't miss it, but he don't have to be.
I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. I'm
I like
hoping.
that. I'm just saying, bro. I just wanted to put that out there so people would understand the things that I already see, the problems that we present already. Because Xavier Worthy was a part of their game plan, a big part of it, and the mesh concepts with him running across laterally on the feet, bro. Don't nobody got time to be running with him all day.
Mhm.
And then
So
you go put Hollywood Brown with that, and then you go man Tyreek Hill back. Man, come on, man, cut it
yeah,
out.
dog. Shout out to
One,
everybody in the comment section. Big Shot says that Vita Vea is a game worker, and then Taylor says Taylor Workman twerk like New Jersey twerk, the battle rapper,
mhm.
not twerk. Anyways, um, he is saying or asking if Atlanta could have a very similar one-two punch like Gibbs and Montgomery, if with Algier and Bijan.
No, because they're different runners, but their one-two punch could be more like, if for lack of better terms, and to give you a little bit more understanding, I would say Shadow and Knuckles.
Oh, okay. But production-wise, you think it could still be similar, like
Yes, production wise,
impact-wise?
it would be really good. Yeah, absolutely. Because
Okay,
the
okay.
thing about Bijan is so gifted with the ball in his hands, and he's such a good pass catcher that's the good thing. It's just, bro, Gibbs is a different level of fast. That's what people got to understand. Like his body is one of those small wiry frames that has been meant to shift and move and change directions and certain things that Bijan can't do,
Right.
for lack of better terms, because Bijan's a little bigger. But Algier um being Knuckles and and Bijan being Shadow, as in just like very, very versatile, can do
Yes.
a little bit of everything, doesn't
Yes.
have a specific role in a specific play. Like he's so gifted. It's scary how gifted he is.
Yes.
That's why it was like, well, why doesn't he average more yards per carry? It's like, well, maybe he doesn't have elite level explosiveness, but you see, once he can get going, which I think that was some things that they did with him in this game. They got him going early and got him to the edge, and then you notice he looked faster.
Yeah.
So we got to get him going.
So I'm hoping Vic can jump on here soon. He's going to give us an update one way or another because we are leaving the Packers segment and we are leaving the Ravens segment until he gets here.
Yeah.
As far as the Raiders and the Patriots, my quick takeaways from that game, Germ. Number one, Geno Smith had some dimes in that game, and that offense is going to be efficient. I don't think they're going to be explosive, but I think they're going to be efficient. I think they're going to present some mismatch issues, and 100% the caboose of that train is Brock Bowers and Ashton Genty. Ashton Genty is going to continue to get stronger as the year progresses. The defense, Pete Carroll's fingerprints is already all over this defense. They're fast, they're playing cover three, everything's in front of them, and they're just reacting and flying to the football. So keep an eye on the Raiders. They are not going to be a team to just look past the way we've been looking past them the last almost 10 years. That's the Raiders side. The Patriots side, I'm still in a couple of Patriots groups from my fandom days, and you should see the overreactions. I mean, people are freaking out. Calm down. Take it easy. All right. It's just week one. Drake May had some issues. He's going to be fine. He's just got to settle in more. They had some drops. That happens in week one. There was some pass protection issues. Will Campbell played really well. The problem is he had 3 false starts. Defensively, my concern for them is their secondary, especially without Christian Gonzalez. How are they going to communicate things? Their front seven, I think, is going to continue to get better and stronger, and they have a lot of really unique pressure packages that they showed yesterday. My concern for New England strictly lies in their secondary because they want to play man. And when Christian Gonzalez is not there, I don't know if they have the personnel to just straight up play man for 60 minutes. So, secondary communication is my number one concern heading into week 2 for the New England Patriots. I don't know if you have any thoughts whatsoever on that game, Germ.
Well, the good news is that the Raiders played pretty well. Like I said, in all facets of the game, that's pretty much where the game got. They won the
Yeah.
game because they were the more solid team in all 3 phases.
Steelers, Jets, Cardinals, Saints. We're not going to talk too much about it. Cardinals should be ashamed, but it's week 1. We're going to look past it. Steelers, Jets. Again, I plan on doing a film study on the Steelers, Jets, Giants, Commanders, and the Titans, Broncos. My 3 biggest takeaways are from all our quarterbacks from all 3 of those games. Justin Fields, look, man, he can potentially be a starter in this league for a long time. We'll see how he keeps doing. Aaron Rodgers, this is the reason why you go out and get him. I don't remember the last time the Steelers offense put up 34 points by being consistently efficient for 60 minutes. Like no pick sixes, no kickoff returns, no huge throws, no huge runs, just consistently efficient offensive football for 60 minutes. It hasn't happened for the Pittsburgh Steelers offense since Ben Roethlisberger has been there. Sierra's husband, I got some film to show y'all. Get him out of my league. Jaden Daniels, he is the future. He is going to probably be an MVP at some point, and I think he's going to hoist that Lombardi at some point in his career. Cam Ward, look, I don't give a damn what the stats say. All right, the kid had a impressive rookie debut considering the circumstances. What are the circumstances? Number one, the head coach don't know the rules. The head coach of an NFL football team was not aware that an elbow down equals 2 feet. A head coach of an NFL football team did not know that an elbow down equals a catch. That's number one. Number two, he went into Mile High Stadium. Okay. I don't know what y'all know. I don't know if what y'all know about Mile High Stadium. Okay. But there are some quarterback graveyards in Mile High Stadium. Okay. And Brady's there. Peyton Manning, when he was a visitor is there. Ben Roethlisberger is there. Mile High when the Broncos have a great defense, is the last place you want to go as a quarterback, and not even a place you want as part of the option if you are a rookie quarterback. So the one thing I saw from Cam Ward is it didn't look too fast for him. He was poised under pressure. He was calm. He seemed to have the IQ for the game. I don't care what the stats say. I was impressed with Cam Ward yesterday. And Bo Nix, look, week one, I'm not going to put too much stock into Bo Nix. I think Bo Nix is going to continuously get better. I think that offense is going to continuously get better. And I think the Broncos will be the problem that we expected them to be. Anything, Jerm, you want to add? Any of those things?
No, just for Cam Ward, grade him on a little bit of a slant because that program there is just not where it needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
Bo Nix got to be a little bit better, but it was week one.
Yeah.
And most importantly, I mean, listen, if the Steelers are going to be able to be a threat in the red zone to score touchdowns because of the quarterback difference, that's all they've been needing to begin with. I need y'all to understand that. I think y'all understand now. Now Boswell is now pretty much just a weapon. He doesn't have to be the only person who. The kicker is now a weapon because you have now weaponized the quarterback position.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Dog.
But I guess I should use my phone more often here. I like this.
Oh my God, bro. Yeah. You can put the background. Absolutely.
I got
That's
another
why
one
I use the iPad.
I got another one for that other game. That other game that happened yesterday.
Oh boy. All right. I guess let's start here. All right. Judge Jerm Brown. The Coco is officially in the building. I don't know. Where do y'all want to start? There's a lot of places we could go.
Let's start.
The
Let's start with Green Bay and the Lions.
Yeah. That's what I don't like. Okay, so Green Bay.
They don't know where
Look,
to start with the game itself.
I really don't know where to start with this game because, like, while
Here,
everybody
let me help.
else is surprised, I am not. Go ahead, Jerm.
Let's start here. Let's start with the quarterback. Jordan Love in that pocket looked pretty damn impressive. The ability to make the throws from all of the different platforms, the NFC version of Patrick J. Mahomes. He's a needle mover, bro.
Yes,
And
he
if
is.
they can find a way to keep him protected like he was yesterday, it's going to be a long MVP season for the league.
So, Vic, before you jump in here, like, Jordan Love was phenomenal. The offense was phenomenal. The tackles, they played well. My question to you, Vic, where do you go?
I'm here. I'm here.
Okay. My question to you, Vic, and then I'll let you take it from there. What is your level of concern for what you saw from the Detroit Lions yesterday?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely not what I expected. Week one, obviously, we don't want to get into a situation where we're exaggerating anything, or like afraid of anything that, that is not the team that they want to be. But it wasn't a good win. I mean, it wasn't a good loss at all. Like the Packers the Packers definitely showed what you talked about with them. Jordan Love looks a lot better, at least week one. Um, the offensive line was protecting them. Aiden Hutchinson, as far as I know, I got to watch the rest of the game because I watched the first 2 quarters and a half, Jerm. He looked like he wasn't even around. Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong. So I expected more from that defensive line. I expected more from that front seven. I know my guy Brian Branch made a play. at some point during the game. So, other than that, like I don't know where was the running game. Where are you going to use Gibbs more? I feel like Montgomery was, are they going to do these things where they're going to use one guy per drive instead of mixing them in? I don't
Yeah,
know exactly what the game plan was. I don't know if it's a difference, like you mentioned, in the coordinators. Okay, I didn't think it was that big of a deal. But it seemed like the game plan was a little bit different. So like, I
so
it's just good. It's just funny, real quick, that like,
oh, go ahead.
week one can show you such a big difference from what teams do last year. Especially when you lose different coaching, parts of the coaching staff, because that was a different game plan that I did not
Yeah.
expect.
And like I mentioned, they also lost some defensive coaches. Like they didn't just lose their two main coordinator; they also
Yeah.
lost other coaches. Um, here's a fun little question: who led the Lions in catches yesterday?
Oh my God, I think it had to be one of the tight ends, right?
So Laporta had 6 catches for 79 yards. Right?
Uh-huh.
This is gonna piss you off, Vic. Jameer Gibbs had 10
Yes,
catches
yes,
for
yes,
31
yeah,
yards. What does that tell me? A whole lot of, oh, shoot. I don't know where to go with the football. Here you go. Oh,
yeah.
shoot. I don't know where to go with the football. Here you go. Oh, shoot. The defense isn't spread out like usual. Here you go. Oh, shoot. The spacing is in there. Here you go. Oh, shoot. We call bad route combos. Here you go. That's what I saw. And that's where my concern was offensively. Like they stuck to a lot of their similar formations. Like they didn't go spread too many times, which was a good sign to me. Probably the only good sign. But what was concerning is like Ben Johnson, when he would do his motions, when he would shift how the offense comes out of the huddle, and then what they ultimately look like when they snap the ball, all those things had reason. They had purpose. There wasn't rhyme or reason to what the Lions were trying to do offensively. They only had 6 points with a couple minutes left in the game. You know what I mean? So
So
just
so how many and how many of those catches? I'm trying to remember if they were spread out, but how many of those catches were more like garbage time, like trying to catch up, type of dump offs and stuff like that, or was it spread out throughout the game?
Probably like
no,
five.
it was consistent trash. It was consistent. I mean, look. Okay, so look. There's the one scoring drive they had. Okay, they had 18
Yeah.
plays, 68 yards. Like, and they settled for a field goal. 18 plays for 68 yards. Then they have a 14 play drive that ends in an interception. So they had a one
Yeah,
drive in the fourth quarter, -7 yards. They have another drive. They went 5 plays, 0 yards. I don't even know how that's possible. So, and then it wasn't until the 3 minutes left where they went on a 16 play drive to score a touchdown.
yeah, because like again, like Jerm talked about Jameer Gibbs and his speed and stuff like that. Like, you see how he gets off on the edge. You see how he can beat people to the edge. He can get a lot of first downs that way, if not 7, 8 yards for you. Montgomery is good in between the tackles. But like again, it's about preservation. What is it about? Trying to keep the players healthy. Because there's moments where like Jameer Gibbs should have been used a little bit more in terms of the running game. Um, but other than that, man, like it just felt like a flat, very, very flat offense. Like they could not get the ball downfield. As far as I know, everybody was healthy, correct? The receivers, tight end, and everybody was healthy. So
Yeah, yeah,
um, so again, and Micah was in and out. Micah wasn't exactly involved for the most part. And if that's what if that's what the Packers are gonna be able to take it to another level when he's fully healthy, then they definitely gonna be able to prove me wrong because I
Yeah.
wasn't excited about them before this game.
No, I mean Micah was impactful, and that defense was flying around the football. They were organized. They
Yeah.
play well. They stunt well. They communicate well. The Packers defense, as much as people are excited about their offense, rightfully so, I can't wait to see how this defense keeps progressing.
Now how many so they getting enough like pressures and sacks? Because I felt like the secondary played very well, considering that they don't have a Jair Alexander anymore. Like I thought the secondary was excellent.
Bro, they were without Jair last year as well. Like Jair didn't play at all much last year.
Yeah.
So it's not like an adjustment for them. It's more of a we're better off without him. And as we saw yesterday, corners have a weird cliff. Very weird. It's like, yeah, I grew up on an island, right? So like there was this one beach in particular where you could walk literally into the middle of the ocean. You could walk. As a kid, I was a kid, and I could walk. I kid you not, Vic, about 100 yards into the ocean as a kid, and then all of a sudden,
Good drop.
that's just, corners is like that. Like it just is, because it is the second hardest position to play,
Right.
and it is the position that requires the most athleticism. So, a couple injuries here and there, you gain a little bit of weight, a couple bad habits in the off season, and it could be a very rapid decline
Correct.
for corners.
So, I mean, how do
Uh,
you feel about the secondary overall?
Very good. Again, like they mix up some things. I got to study what they're going to do tendency wise,
Yeah.
but they mix it up: zone, man, cover three, cover two, quarters. And again, they communicate so well with each other, bro. They communicate so well. And this pass rush,
Uh,
again, this is why it's funny to me when people always want to overreact and blah 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 blah. Like, bro, the Packers are there. Okay, it's 7:45. We got to get into the Ravens game, and then we'll take about 5 minutes to talk about the Bears and Vikings. The Ravens and the Bills. Uh, we are gathered here today, ladies and gentlemen. All rise. The Honorable Judge Jerm Brown is presiding over this case. We are here today because the state of Maryland versus John Harbaugh.
man.
Mr. Judge, you want me to make my opening statement, or do you want to go?
Make your counselor, please make your opening statements.
I'm going to keep it very simple, Your Honor. The state of Maryland will have you believe that John Harbaugh is the problem in Baltimore. The state of Maryland will have you believe the reason Lamar Jackson doesn't have a Super Bowl ring is because of John Harbaugh. We are here to prove, without a shadow of a doubt, that John Harbaugh is in fact the reason why Lamar Jackson is successful in the NFL. What happened last night, to me, is just what happened last night. You know what I mean? Like the game is the game. And the game happened as it happened. They were up by 15. They ran it twice. Bad call on third down. The false start on third down. They punt it. Bill score. Derrick Henry fumbles. Bill score. They get the ball back. They run two lateral plays rather than gap right through the middle. Then they're left with a third and long. Lamar Jackson throws it short of the sticks. Bills get the ball back. Lamar doesn't touch the football again. To me, we are here to prove that Lamar Jackson is incapable of closing out a game by throwing the football. That's my opening statement.
All right. Now, Mr. Vic, do you have anything that you would like to say, counselor?
In addition to what Professor or Counselor Mosif Schefter says, I just want to know, are they going to trust the quarterback to close games? Are they going to trust him to get the ball past the sticks? Because if not, should they be running the ball if you're up 15, if you're up certain amount of points, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, 3rd and 7? Should they be running the football? These are the kind of questions that I have as it pertains to this case.
All right, so let's start at the first thing. John Harbaugh being the problem. How can a person be the problem when he's already been a part of the solution?
Mm, mm, mm.
Because last time I checked, people say the Ravens have blown all of these leads. Okay. So what we say is we take the Ferrari out the garage, but the moment that it gets money, the Ferrari gets caught in a traction, and now we get no traction, so we can't get the Ferrari moving again. And then we have to call the tow truck to get the Ferrari out of the proverbial mud. What we're trying to illustrate here for everybody is, what is the reason why we don't run the ball more than 8 times in a fourth quarter in which we're up double digits? This is a reoccurring thing of not running the football. Derrick Henry had 2 rushes for over 40 yards in this game. He had at one point 10 carries for 120 plus yards and a touchdown. I need everybody to understand what that means. That means that he's averaging 12 yards every time he touches the ball. Vic, just to make sure that we're on the same page, 12 yards every play means you get, what does that mean again? That means you get a first down, right?
You get a first down plus more.
Okay. So we're in a situation, in a scenario here where you have a running back that's dominating a football game. Dominating it. What reason do we have? What year was that, Vic, that we seen the Saints run 26 straight plays
26
in a
straight
row?
runs. I think, no, 20. Yeah, it was above 20 straight runs, and it was against the Bills there in Buffalo.
So you mean so this isn't a recurring thing?
By the way, with Drew Brees at quarterback.
With who?
Drew Brees at quarterback.
Oh, one of the greatest passes of all time, right? Is that the same
Correct.
Drew Brees? Okay.
Correct.
Okay. Just making sure. Keep
So
going, Your Honor.
it sounds to me as if we're making excuses for where other people lack more than we are anything else here. Because again, we can make it about all of the big plays, but it's the small plays that win the game. So had we not handed the ball off 7 to 8 more times throughout that game, let's just say 7, 8 more times at the end of the first half, right? 7, 8 times at the end of the first half. If we did 7 times at the end of the first half with the play clock being at 40 seconds, okay, just 40 seconds. I'm going to say 45. That is another 5 to 6 minutes off the clock. I mean, am I wrong, guys?
No. So the
So
question
5 minutes off
becomes,
the clock. 5 minutes off the clock. Does that not negate the field goal at the end of the first half?
Yes.
Okay.
That to me, not to cut you off, Your Honor, but the two most significant plays, and then I'll let you get back to it,
Mm-hmm.
was their offensive sequence before the end of the half. Um, and then hold on, I have it right here. And then the offensive sequence, here it is. Their offensive sequence before the end of the half, okay, when they decided to do that stupid little whatever toss was to Jeremy Hill, and he lost all those yards. There was no reason to take, like, just like you said, just run the ball. Just run the ball with your best player. But they tried to get cute. He went out, and then the I lost my point here. Jesus, excuse me, forgive me.
Take your time.
Oh,
Take your time, Council. Take your time.
the end around to Zay Flowers, 2nd and 9. When then they ended up punting it again. Those to me were the two biggest offensive sequences of the game. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, how about we do this? Let's talk about 17-10 when they kicked that first field goal. There was 2 minutes and 51 seconds left in the game. If you're Baltimore, what's the first thing that you say in this scenario? That they shouldn't touch the ball again, right?
But no, there was no reason for them to touch the ball. And Derrick Henry got 14 yards on the very first play from scrimmage on that drive that you're referring to. And then we never saw him again.
So it's actually 17 yards. So
There you
let's
go.
start there. 17 yards, and then he came back with 5 more.
There you
And
go.
then on the very next play, we come back with 1 minute and 58 seconds, and we throw a pass to Rashad Bateman that is incomplete. But wait, there's more to that. That's the play that Greg Russo swatted the ball down because there was pressure on the quarterback, and the quarterback made a quote unquote lazy throw that was almost intercepted. Now, this isn't about the quarterback per se here in this situation,
No.
but we then go to the next part, and the next play is a shotgun run that Justice Hill fumbles.
Yeah,
My question is, why wasn't Derrick Henry in the game?
I agree. I
You want to
agree.
talk about the fumble being Derrick Henry's fumble being a problem? Justice Hill fumble cost them momentum in a drive because he's not accustomed to doing what on a consistent basis? Carrying the ball.
Yeah.
He fumbled the ball with nobody around him. Derrick Henry fumbled the ball trying to make a play. They are not equal. They are not the
No.
same.
No, they're not. I, again, like we certainly have issues with how the coaching staff handled things last night. No question about it. And Vic, we're gonna let you chime in here, but like the ultimate thing for me is they've had 21 blown leads with Lamar Jackson as the quarterback as well. Like, let's not just put the head coach. Like Lamar Jackson was the quarterback for every single one of those games. Vic, chime in there.
So I mean, it's still so many questions, right? Like, how much is it? How much of it is the game planning, the game call, calling the plays by the head coach or by the offensive coordinator? Are you trying to preserve your running back for a long season, or are you trying to win today? Okay, 17 carries. Is that enough carries for you to close a football game for a guy that size? So again, everything is right. Everybody has a different situation, right? You have a 6'3" running back, right, over 230 or 240 pounds,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have Lamar Jackson, who, as much people don't like to admit it, is not one of the best passers in the league,
He's not.
right?
He's
So
improved.
right. So 3rd and 9, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 7. You're up by 15. My question is, do you run the football to get the clock moving, to keep the clock moving, or risk throwing and getting an incomplete pass? where the time stops. These are the things that I'm trying to understand when it comes to the difference between blaming the coaching staff
Yeah.
or the coaching staff understanding what they have
Yeah.
at quarterback, but yet not utilizing what they have at running back.
Right. You you know what, Vic? Again, anybody that wants to fight me on this, let's go. I'm so serious because I don't. We have watched a lot of great quarterbacks together, as whether it's scouting, whether it's watching film. We've watched a lot of great quarterbacks. You know what I've seen in my years? I've seen the Steelers in situations where they need to throw to close the game out, run a deep comeback, and the quarterback from the pocket landed accurate. I've seen the Patriots when it's third and long and they got to close it. Hey, run a switch concept. I'm going to just drop it in the bucket. I'm going to give you a little 12-yard in the bucket because that's what I do because I'm a wizard with my ball placement. I've seen the Saints say, hey, just run this shallow post over the sticks. I don't care what coverage they play in, okay? With Michael Thomas and Devery Henderson and Marcus Colston, I don't care what coverage you play in. I'm going to fit it in this little window, and we're going to get it done. I've seen the Packers tell Devontae Adams, let's isolate you, run your comeback. I'm going to give it to you. My whole point, just like you can rely on that great pitcher coming out of the bullpen and getting you 5 outs. Quarterbacks have to be closers. Hashtag finish, to use your terminology, Vic. Quarterbacks have to know how to finish games, plain and simple. And over time, if you are a quarterback that cannot close games out, it's gonna rear its ugly head, and it has reared its ugly head time and time and time again for Lamar Jackson. There is somebody, I'm not gonna say his name, who is probably one of the smartest people in the NFL, and he doesn't want to be too loud about this. And I'm the person who told me, whatever, I ain't gonna get into it. Matter of fact, it's on YouTube. He is one of the smartest and longest personnel people in the NFL. Said, listen, I love Lamar Jackson. I love his game. He's gonna win more MVPs. But in the playoffs, you gotta throw. And I don't know if he can make enough throws in the playoffs. And so far, he's been right. And that's our whole point. That's our whole point, is that for Lamar, he's great. But for us, he's never going to be in the GOAT conversation of quarterbacks, ever.
I know.
So
There's
with that
nothing
being
else to
said,
add to that.
bro, I can't indict John Harbaugh as the reason why they're losing. I can't
No.
say that he's the singular reason why they're losing when he's a big part of their success. And then the other
Yes.
part of this too, I hate to say this,
But
but
losing
what are
what?
your
Losing
coordinators doing?
losing in what sense of the word? Because they win a
Because they've
lot,
blown, yeah, exactly. But they've blown these leads with
right?
Lamar Jackson as the starting quarterback for every single one of those games.
Because the quarterback is an extension of the head coach. So the quarterback is
Absolutely.
the one that if you know that you can't come, if you know that as the quarterback that they can't stop 22 dive, and you see 22 dive unfolded every time you're right there, coach, they can't stop 22 dive. Then we need to find a way for us to run 22 dive out of every formation we possibly have.
Yeah.
Now, how
Uh,
guilty is your starting running back for fumbling the football in a crucial situation?
Your Honor, I'm gonna request a plea bargain on that.
Lord. Go ahead.
Well, because it happens. It's not like he has a fumbling issue. And like you said, Your Honor, it was during a competitive play, and the defender was the aggressor.
But also, let's talk about the fact that the defender would have never got the opportunity to get there if we were running downhill
Mm.
like we should
There's,
have
there's,
been.
right. Like I want to see for sure, but was that an outside zone?
I, I,
Bro,
I
I can pull the play up right here.
Yeah. So while you're doing that, we have a trade, by the way, which I don't understand. I don't know, bro. But Tank Bigsby of the
Oh,
Jacksonville Jaguars
oh no.
has been traded
Oh no.
to the Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh, I
Bro,
was hoping.
y'all
I was
got
hoping.
somebody,
I go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Finish that, man. Oh,
somebody got to block Howie's number, bro. So these execs gotta start blocking Howie's number. I'm dead serious. Like he's on the trade block, and you let him grab him just for nothing.
I was
What?
hoping he would go somewhere to be actually be utilized. But
Right.
I
Like he's just
mean,
gonna be special teams and a backup.
yeah, yeah. I guess
He's
that's
just
how
gonna
much they like 210.
which again, like you got a player like him available for trade, but yet nobody else called. Somehow the Eagles end up with him. Like what? Um,
Questions, Jerry. Jerry, I got questions, Jerry.
here we go. Let's see what this play is. So you got the Lamar Jackson great scramble on 3rd and 8. It's the 3:13 mark, Germ.
That's better than throwing
Mhm.
the football. How about you just do a design run with the running back or with the quarterback then? Quarterback
I
slash
don't
running
know.
back.
This looks like a power trap that just gets absolutely blown up.
Mm.
Yeah. But we got to wrap this up, Jerm. But go ahead. I'll let you have the last word.
Well, it's really nothing last word. Nothing, no last word is needed. I'm not blaming Lamar. I'm not saying Lamar is the only reason.
Definitely
What
not.
I'm saying is collectively, the Ravens need to figure out how to close games
Yes.
collectively.
Yes.
And it starts with the head coach and quarterback saying, what is going on out here that is
Right.
allowing us to be in these situations? It's a chance of personal reflection because Pat Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts are all quarterbacks that can get outside the pocket. So they pose the same threat that your quarterback poses. Now you get to see how people have to view you every single week. So now you see that it ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun.
Mm,
Because now Josh Allen is a better thrower of the football than you are. So when he
mm.
gets out of the pocket, he's dotting you up. When Joe gets out of the pocket, he's dotting you up. Mo, one more run play, and that guy never gets out of bounds on that last second play.
Right.
I
Very
saw some
possible.
pretty accurate. I saw some pretty accurate throws, especially at the sidelines, towards the sidelines. I don't know. I know
From
he's
who?
inconsistent, but from Josh.
No, Josh.
All I'm
Josh has
saying is,
also improved as a quarterback, 100 as a passer, 100%. They both have.
and I'm not upset that the Ravens lost. I'm upset with how they lost because everything
Right.
in life is perspective.
Yes.
And the Bills gave away quite a few points because they wanted to go for two.
Oh my God, dude. Like
So
I think
let that
Sean
be the reason
McDermott.
why,
Yeah.
bro. We're not talking about his bonehead ass
Facts.
because of the way that they
The
lost.
right. I agree. I agree. I agree because I think Lamar Jackson has enjoyed success because of John Harbaugh. Josh Allen has had success in spite of Sean McDermott, in my opinion.
And
Uh,
that's not really an opinion. These are kind of facts because if you look at the team wasn't put together the way that people try to make it seem like it was. But whatever,
right.
whatever, it's fine.
All right. Um, tonight's game, Jalen Johnson is out for the Bears, and Harrison Smith and Christian Darrisaw, their tackle is out. Over under 43 and a half, 1.5 points for the Vikings. Really simple for me. I can't wait to see both these quarterbacks. I'm gonna reserve my opinion, but I will say that I have have high, I don't want to say expectations, but I'm optimistic about what they're going to do. And I'm just really curious to see where this game is going to go. I think Vic should pick first. But Vic, your thoughts on tonight's game?
Hater. Um, I mean, same thing, bro. Redundant, because I might sound redundant, but I need to see what the offensive lines are going to do for these for these young quarterbacks. And see, because again, development is going to come where how much protection you can give those guys. They got weapons. There's weapons galore all over this field,
Yes.
paper wise, right, fellas? So like, if you could protect these kids and let them show the world what kind of passing abilities they have for us to be able to evaluate, that would be a fun watch tonight. Because again, there's receivers everywhere, there's tight ends everywhere. Maybe more top heavy, leaning towards the Bears here, but there's a lot of guys that I would like to see and evaluate on tape if these quarterbacks are able to get them the ball. So that's what I'm looking for. As far as who's gonna win, this was a one for me to think about for a while, but I think I'm gonna go with the Bears. I think I'm gonna go with the Bears on this one. I think they'll run the ball a little bit better. And I think Caleb will take a step forward.
Yeah.
I don't know about JJ yet. I have questions. I have questions.
I was actually hoping you'd go Vikings. But I think the Bears are gonna come away with this one as well. Germ,
In spite, of the week that's been, hasn't been a bad week.
no, we still
Um,
got plenty of weeks for Vic to blow a
exactly.
lead the way Lamar
But
Jackson.
I like, to be the rebel out of the bunch. But I don't want to be Lamar Jackson a picking. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I will pick the give me the Bears. Only
Okay,
because I really
yeah.
do believe that the Bears are the better team today.
Today
Yeah.
I agree. Today I
Yeah.
agree.
Now, if the Vikings come out and win, I pick the Vikings.
Fantasy wise, I think both starting running backs are good for a touchdown. And I think Rome Odunze is good for 3.5 receptions over. That's my take. Anything y'all want to add before we get out of here?
I was
Make
gonna
sure
say. I
you
mean,
catch me tomorrow afternoon on Happy Hour. I'll be discussing more stuff as we talk about it. It'll
Yes,
be
sir.
what is it? 1 Eastern,
One
12
Eastern,
Central.
12 Central. Yes, sir.
I will be there. Make sure you guys tune in. But most importantly, man, make sure you guys check out all of the content on the scene page from Views from the 22 and everybody else. Let's get this football season moving in the right direction.
Yes.
Lab questions are always, ask away. Let's make this the best football season yet.
I could not agree with you more. Um, I am super excited for the Manning brothers to be back on TV. That is my favorite
Hmm.
game production. I love it. Vic, appreciate you. Germ, your honor. Well, a lot more to talk about. Take us home.